So this week I had a little bit of downtime, so I decided to play my way through Crysis 3. I know, I'm late to the party, but I get these games on sale and don't have time to play them. Anyway, I booted it up, optimized it for my custom-made rendering PC, and began the campaign. Now, I'm not like a boasting kind of person, but my custom-made rendering PC was designed and built from the ground up to accomplish one bloody task, and that is to edit and render the highest quality video available, all the way up to 4K. So, when I say that Crysis 3 with max settings was kicking the shit out of my computer, it's not something I take lightly. I couldn't even get my capture system functioning above 5 frames a second. Apart from that, the game was pretty good. I mean, sure, I killed it in like 5.5 hours, but what do you expect from the AAA monolith these days? And yeah, maybe it doesn't have the depth of story like Bastion of Machinarium, but that's not the point, right? I mean, you'd think a 14.5 gigabyte game would have some depth of story and not just depth of graphics, right? Right? Okay, enough dancing around it. It's no surprise I like a good story with my games. I've never really gotten to that whole unlock every achievement 100% completion mindset. For me to enjoy a game, it has to either have a good enough story to compel me to continue, or be expansive and open enough that I can entertain myself in between checkpoints. On occasion, I play a game with both elements and love every minute of it. And I'm not saying it's the same for everyone, but as far as I'm concerned, a game cannot rely solely on graphics to entertain you. There seems to have been this rift that's formed between games in the last few years. The vast majority of games have settled into either AAA super high-res categories or the low-poly indie style. And I know this doesn't matter to a lot of you, but I find myself in the middle of arguments either online or in person over just that. And not just in my circle of friends, but all over the internet. I'm sure you've seen the infighting in the comments of YouTube or on forums, and I'm off topic. Okay. So, for my own personal amusement, let's try a thought experiment. One day you are browsing the online game store on your favorite platform when suddenly you get selected to receive one of 3 free one-of-a-kind games. The games have and never will be released, and you're the only person who will ever receive a copy. Option 1. Call of Battlefield Modern Crisis Halo Nukem Edition. The game has stunning graphics and is only a modest 87 gigabytes. You play a Special Forces Space Marine who fights Nazi zombies, aliens, and foreigners with a wide assortment of neat-looking, overpowered weapons pulled straight out of a Richard Matchwich's wet dream. The engine does all of the walking and jumping for you, and all you do is shoot the occasional bad guy and do a quick time event to not die. It has 5 hours of gameplay and an online component where you and a bunch of other people run around a big white room with your guns and can't leave until it's at least 3/4 filled with bodies. Option 2. Hotline Zork Diablocraft Oregon Trail Expansion Pack. The game itself is a text-based top-down sandbox game with a size of 2 gigabytes. You play an unnamed character in a giant post-apocalyptic city with, yes you guessed it, amnesia. Alone and scared, you must piece together what's happened by finding clues in the form of scraps of paper and discarded cell phones. Controls consist of only X and Y motion with the analog stick or arrow keys, and an action button. There are no respawns, which might be troublesome if there were any enemies or ways to die, but there are not. The game has well over 100 hours of gameplay, and that doesn't include the Easter eggs and side quests you can find. And option 3. Five Nights in Slender's Dead Space Dreadout Slaughter Who Gives a Fuck. You're given an array of objects to count while spooky music plays in the background. Every now and again a scary face pops up and tries to make you lose count. After you've counted all the items, you enter your answer into the text box below and move on to the next page with even smaller and more items to count. Or lose, depending on if you get the number right. Now, option 3 was pretty much a joke, but out of the two, I know which I would want to play. But I would be definitely interested to know what you think. So, what's the point of this video? I don't know. Maybe something about how it doesn't matter what we play. We're all gamers and we should respect each other for that, or maybe something like, if you didn't like it, you shouldn't attack others for liking the same thing. Entertainment tastes are subjective and personal, and nobody gives a flying fuck what you think. All I know for sure is if you like a game, play it, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And if you didn't like it, don't attack people for liking it. Being a gamer is about playing games and not judging people for what they would or would not play. Oh, and if you chose option 3, I don't think we can be friends anymore. Oh, Christ, what a shitty video. Oh, well. I just downloaded Magicka 2, and I am itching to play that shit. I don't know. I'll probably review it. Who knows?